Hey kids, Inverted Cow here. We're taking a look at a Hinterlands game. It's called The Long Dark. This game is still very much in pre-alpha. They're expecting to release the story mode soon, but you can only play sandbox. Now this is a game made entirely how do I want to say this? This is a game that is entirely on basically survival. There is no zombie sieges or fancy weapons or none of that stuff like that. This game, you start out. You start out in a basically it starts you out and you die. Not quite so bluntly, but you have to not die. That's the whole object of the game, is do not die. Dying is not what you want to do. It's amazingly surprising on how squishy human bodies really are. And this game has absolutely no mercy when showing you just how squishy you really are. So we're going to start up here. Now the theory is somehow there's some kind of geomagnetic storm that destroys everything electronic on Earth. No functioning computers, no cell phones, no satellite, no yada yada yada, no nothing. Okay? If it runs, uses, or functions with electricity, it don't work. It's busted. Alright? You happen to survive by crashing into the wilderness. Now obviously you don't have a plane. For some reason, you just suddenly just appear, materialize, and spawn right in the wilderness. It's hard to adapt to chaos, but it can be done. I am living proof of that. It can be done. Kurt, something from Breakfast of Champions. All right, where are we? We're on a hillside in a snowstorm. Okay, awesome. Check out my inventory real quick here. I'm wearing fairly worn long underwear, cotton socks, basic gloves, a fleece sweater, which is not bad, fairly worn out blue jeans, and running shoes. Oh boy. No hat, no toque, no scarf, no... You know, like this guy was not dressed for being outdoors in the wilderness. You start out with some antibiotics, a can of fuel, one bandage, and he's picked up one piece of firewood. He's got 6 painkillers, a box of matches, half a liter of water, and 1 fire starter plug. And it's daylight. It's daytime and we're on a hill. I don't even know where we are, but it looks as if I can't go this way. Let's just see if we get lucky here. No. Okay, so I wish I knew where I was exactly. If I am where I think I am, then there could be something of use up this hill. Ouch. I did run for a couple of times now. I've played for a few weekends. Yes, entire weekends. Just basically played, stopped long enough to pass out unconscious and get up and go back to playing again. Yeah, okay. 10 minutes out in the wilderness, well, probably about half an hour in game time here. He's already cold. I see nothing. Is that a cabin down there? That looks like a house down there. Let's see if I can figure out a way down this hill without dying. And yeah, that's probably going to be a disclaimer that I'm going to make a lot. Let's see if I can do something without dying. It's surprising on how fast that happens. You can go from 100% perfect health to complete dead within a matter of minutes on this game. If you blink, you think the wrong way, you do something that you're not prepared for. Can you squeeze through this hole? Oh, you can't squeeze through that hole. Wanker. You will die. Quickly. Repeatedly. Oh, I see that cabin, but I can't get to it. I think I know where I might be. And I have played this one section of map. I haven't played any of the other sections of map. I haven't done any other locations or anything else. I've been just focusing on this one section of map. My record so far is 26 days. And
cold is making my head feel thick.
Yeah, your head's thick as already. What I'm going to do on this one is I'm just going to keep playing. I'm going to keep recording and keep running it and keep going and going and going and going until I'm dead. Or until I get to a point where I'm not dead. And then I'm going to edit and I'll cut it into 15-minute blurbs. And we'll see where it takes us from there. Still trying to get down this hill. And hopefully double back to where I saw that cabin. Honestly have no idea where I spawned in. I've never spawned in that location before. Okay, and yeah, you'll see these sticks here. These are branches. They take time to break down. I'm freezing outside. I don't want to be spending my time breaking those branches down. You're going to pick up
Never felt so cold in
a
my life.
lot of hints about survival in the wilderness from a game like this too, which is really nice. This game, it was founded, that when they started it, oh, I know exactly where I am now. Okay. When they started it, they got some help from the Canadian Media Council. This was done by a group of people from Canada. The locations are based, from what I can tell, is somewhere in northern BC-ish. Maybe around Alaska coast. You get about equal parts day and night, which would mean it would be early spring or mid-spring up there. And then, of course, the geomagnetic storms have affected the weather. That's part of the storyline, from what I've been able to tell. And I hear you. It looks like it's getting dark. I'm not really going to spend a lot of time. I'd like to try to run for this spot. In front of me here I have a couple of options. I'm kind of tempted to go for the closest one. Although I know one is usually a little bit better than the other. So I'm thinking I'm going to go for the one that's better. Jogging. If you've ever done jogging in snow, you'll realize that it wears you out very quickly. I don't know why I bother picking those up. And yeah, you'll find dead people. Ooh, that was a good thing to find. People who have not survived. Thankfully, everybody's clothes seem to fit. Oh, he's getting cold already. Come on, dude, let's get your squishy butt up to the hill. Now this game here, the thing that attracted me to most of this game was it's not a basic survival game where you have like zombie sieges and silly nonsense like that. This goes right back to the original basic how do you call it? The original basic stories of different type of conflict. This one is based on essentially man versus man, and man versus himself, and man versus the environment. Primarily man versus the environment, and unfortunately, for this game, the environment wins a lot, all the time. It's amazing just exactly how quickly this guy will die. Even with a lot of experience or skill and having a good knowledge of the map. Maybe even taking the time to go and copy, say, a copy of the map off of Google there to give you points of reference. What? Why won't you climb? Why won't you climb this hill, you silly Bob? Up the hill. Come on, I know you're cold. I know your willy's falling off. Like, you're exhausted. You're gonna fall down and pass out here. Want to get him up the hill before he freezes to death. You'll notice his health is already down to 83%. That little symbol there, of course, means he's cold. Not quite as cold as this guy, though.
That'll come in handy.
Oh, good, it's a full moon. Alright, let's get this idiot warmed up and get through our first night. Now, you do spend a lot of time crashing around in the dark, so a lot of that will be... I will edit out because honestly, it gets too dark to see. Quite a lot. As you can tell, now I can hardly see the things on the shelf or whatever. Now, first thing we're going to do, because I've only picked up some sticks, is I'm going to break down this chair. And then you watch your health go down very quickly when you're doing stuff like that. Some actions like that, you start and you die before they have finished. I've actually died a couple of times. Sure, let's start off with this. See if he can light up a fire. First attempt at a fire, and he fails. Okay, now we did pick up some sticks, so what we'll do is we'll crack one of these down. Okay, he stopped getting cold. Now he's warming up slowly. But as you can see, it gets dark fast. Okay, try again. Really shouldn't be using that cedar plug because that's a good chunk of wood and it'll burn for a while. So if he doesn't get it lit and I lose that piece of wood, then it's very annoying. But he might do it this time. Oh, speak too soon. Oh, come on. Okay, actions. A pyromaniac, your guy is not. You're freezing to death. He had 12 matches to his name, and now he's down to 10. By the way, those kind of things, matches become more valuable than you realize after a few days, because after a while you don't have any. And unless you find a different way to start your fires, you're kind of screwed. Are you kidding me? Smokes, can't you light a frickin' fire today, buddy? Alright. One more time, with feelings. 70% chance of success. He's now down to 9 matches, freezing to death, and hasn't been able to get a fire started. With dry sticks and tinder. Sounds like he actually managed to get it to take this time. Alright, 2 minutes left on that stick, so now we're going to throw in that cedar. And we're going to take a torch. Now I can see. And look around.
Hope nobody needs this.
Yeah, you're alone in the world with nothing, so I don't think anybody's going to care. Want to turn on the radio, listen to some tunes? Oh, okay. Whetstone. Can of pork and beans. Tasty. Some jerky. Some more newspaper. Sometimes there is a rifle on this rack which can change the game for you quite substantially. Okay, let's see what we got over here. Ammunition is good. Sewing kit's not bad. And subtle little clues like his stomach grumbling. And I found sometimes if you crouch down and you look underneath things like the bed and shelves, you find other little goodies like this crowbar that I'm trying to get. That you won't see from a standing position. Now how much do we got on this stove? We got 23 minutes, so we can break this down. All right. Are you kidding? This stove, it went out? Oh, you idiot. That was my mistake. Yeah, don't ever don't throw the newspaper in whole as a roll. Break it down to tinder plugs. And using the torch is a lot better, gives you a higher chance of success. At least until your fire starting skill gets up a little bit higher. Eventually you should be able to pretty much light a fire just by staring at the ground hard enough. Well, okay, so I'm exaggerating, but you get the idea. Okay, that's going. Now we're going to extinguish this. Probably gonna regret that. Son of a bitch. Okay, well, there's my stupid mistake of the day. Just used up half my matches and turned out the fire starter before I put in another chunk of wood. Now, this is the thing that kind of irritates me, is it doesn't actually keep warm coals for any length of time. Like, I can get a fire going in my fireplace and have warm coals sit in there for hours. Okay. We may be starving to death on the first day here. If I can't get his fire going.